fourth different winner of the 2023 NTT IndyCar Series season. And Scott also with the W with the win, jumps up to fourth place in points now. Heading into the GMR Grand Prix a couple of weeks at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Road Course, just 11 points back at the championship, still being led by Marcus Ericsson. So a lot of storylines for you in this race, but to get a win here, I know you can jump at the bit, it's got to go good.
It feels awesome, Dave. I think we have had the pace. Obviously, St. Pete, we were strong, contending for wins. Maybe not Texas, but Long Beach, we were right there. I'm really proud to sort of execute today. It's probably the most complete race I've ever driven in IndyCar, to be honest. From a strategy perspective, picking people off when it was getting pretty tough there in the middle when we're making passes and lap traffic and whatnot. And then ultimately when Grosjean got me out of the pits, it didn't catch me by surprise. He caught me napping. It was a great move by him, and sort of just to reset, go again, and then pass him back at the pace that we had. That's sort of really proud drive for me and personally, but from a team perspective, very proud. Good Ranchers first time on the car. They're going to be big supporters in IndyCar. The enthusiasm that they've got for the series, I think it's just great. They've got people like that willing to spend money in our series and that are so passionate. They hadn't had customers here this weekend. They had their staff and the CEO, and it's a good vibe. So really proud for them, and just perfect way to kick off what's going to be a massive month.
The battle between you and Romain there, immediately everyone was thinking, okay, so Pete, you guys are used to battling one. What was going through your mind as you were trying to hold him on?
Well, I knew if I hit him this time it would be bad. But no, I thought we were racing, just like we normally do, very clean. It was hard. I knew it was going to be hard passing him. It was a matter of me just sort of biding my time, and eventually. I asked the guys, where are we at on fuel? And we had a bit more than him, so it allowed me to pressure him a bit more and maybe use a bit more than I wanted. Then a bit more with the overtake and whatever. I had a lot more overtake up my sleeve. So ultimately, that's what helped me pass him. I think the way I got that run up into turn 8 was purely by push to pass, and I was able to save that. And once we got in front, it was just a matter of managing it to the end.
I guess this is the next level question, but when that battle's happening, you're going to have the fresher tires at the end of the day, and you would have an opportunity later on in that stint to make a move and try to repass it.
Yeah, but it was hard. I thought I'd be on the safe side when I had the reds on in the second last stint, and I thought I might have been able to get him back, but he had great pace, and I knew that I couldn't sit behind him too long. I had to pressure him, and that's what we did. Managed to get past.
All right, let's take some questions off. You have a question here? Let's start. Yeah, go ahead, sir. Please.
Hey, sorry, congratulations. Just wanted to ask you about racing here in Alabama and this track specifically, Barber Motorsports. I know the state's kind of known for being a NASCAR state, but the facilities are A1, and just wanted to get your take on what it's like racing out there.
Yeah, personally, I think this is probably our best road course that we go to, especially now. It's my favourite. So, but honestly, it's a great place. The state of Alabama do a fantastic job of how they look after things. Obviously, the private owners before that, Matt built a beautiful place. I remember coming here for the first time going, wow, this is amazing. But to drive an IndyCar around here at very high speeds and high commitment is some of the best driving you'll ever do. And I'm telling all my friends back in Australia, like Shane Van Gisbergen and people that you're asking about the track looks awesome. I'm like, this is like next level commitment. And they've got a gym here, and I'm very excited that they extended the contract to multi-year for more races here. Especially now, I know I've got a good car, so it's a very, very cool place.
And I know in the Indy 500, you win, you douse yourself in milk. I saw you breaking out the Nestle drumsticks after. Is that a tradition? Can you talk about that?
No, we always just have John Hasley has been there for like 40 years. He always has ice cream especially after we win. But I had an ice cream after qualifying yesterday, and I sucked. So maybe I just need to have more ice cream.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Chris, go ahead.
Obviously, with the new sponsor, the stakes are pretty high, but when Grosjean gets past you, what's your level of frustration, and are you thinking in the back of your head, with everything that happened at St. Pete, with all the fog, that if there's going to be major contact, that it's not going to go as nicely this time around?
Never thought of that. I ultimately was just like, okay, well, you got past me, you caught me napping, and that was a great move by him, but I knew I had car pace and fuel on hand. I think ultimately I would have got past him anyway, just with how much he had to save fuel and stuff. So I wasn't stressed. I was annoyed that I probably could have just cost myself maybe just cruising in some ways and saving fuel and driving to my number, but ultimately it made the race win a lot more satisfying, passing for the lead after being passed at the end of the exchange.
Howard was on reds at the end. He was gaining quite a bit of time until the last bit when we got caught behind Romain. Does his pace concern you at all, being up front or no?
No, I was full control. Honestly, I felt like the car was so good. I was just in my number, did what I needed to do. I knew if power sort of got to me, if it did get to me, like I had pace in hand and fuel in hand to push it in.
Last one for me. You were asked to switch to fuel mask thing on the last side. You got a bit scared there, concerned on the radio. Did they tell you why afterwards?
No, I think we're just looking after our engine. But whenever you get that call on the last lap, halfway through the last lap, you poop your pants a little bit. So yeah, I was pretty nervous.
Congrats.
Thanks.
Let's take a couple off Zoom. David Turner.
Hi, this is Steven Stumpf. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Check out the 2 videos beside me, and for more racing content, visit frontstretch.com.